Good morning. It's Thursday, September 11th, and I don't think that President Trump can be too happy about what his tariffs are doing, because his tariffs, which he loves, are driving many African countries into China's hand. And I don't think that's what Trump envisioned when he put these tariffs into effect. Africa is adjusting to the new reality of the U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs, with countries on the continent facing some of the highest export charges. And so that's causing them to take actions that Trump didn't envision, I don't believe. But what could become a crisis is an opportunity for the United States rival China, which has long courted the African countries and is now offering them a lifeline, so to speak. We in Africa are going straight into the hands of China. That's what the Nigerian economist Bismarck Raywayne told CNN. This is an unfortunate outcome, Raywayne said, of Africa's expected further shift to China, which has emerged in recent years as the continent's highest bilateral trading partner. So do our economists in this country. Does our president recognize exactly what he's doing? Does he realize that his tariffs, which he loves, is causing us great national distress? 4 African nations, Libya, South Africa, Algeria, and Tunisia, say some of the steepest tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, with charges on exports ranging from 25 to 30%. So will those countries stand still if they have the opportunity to go elsewhere and have their economic needs fulfilled? 18 other countries from the continent were hit with 15% levies. A modified tariff package released Thursday by the White House. That's what they show everybody. A modified tariff package. Maybe it's too late. In April, when the U.S. import levies were first announced, Trump pitched them as reciprocal and targeting countries that he said had trade deficits with the U.S. But Trump instead has based his tariffs on countries' trade deficits with the United States, not the tariffs that they charge. So he's got his actions a little bit confused economically. South Africa, one of the continent's powerhouses, challenged the imposition of a 30% tariff on its U.S.-bound exports, saying Trump's decision was not based on an accurate representation of available trade aid. So this was an opportunity now for China. China has often to soften the impact of U.S. tariffs on Africa, saying in June that it would halt charges on imports for nearly all of its African partners. There was no other opportunity for African countries to strengthen South-to-South trades among developing nations now, South African researcher Leo Letswala said. That's what he told CNN, while urging countries to solely turn to China and make it the next U.S. Imagine that. We are driving countries to China so that China can be the equal of the United States. Does that make any sense? Certainly doesn't make any sense to me. America is gradually forfeiting its global leadership status. That's what the gentleman said, adding that more countries will become less dependent on the U.S. That's the greatest opportunity for China to become an alternative. Is that what we want? Do you think that Trump really wants that? Trump wants to talk business with Africa in the hopes of countering China. But the U.S. summit excluded Africa's big players. So in one case, Trump wants to go in one direction, but then he screws up the work going in another direction. And before the tariff deadline, the U.S. did not make a trade deal with any African nation, despite the efforts from the continent to avoid the tariffs. That sheds a very difficult light on the position that Trump has put us in with Africa. When we refuse to negotiate properly with Africa, that opens the door for them to run to China. So Africa has a very low priority on the White House's list. Maybe because they're poor countries there. Maybe he doesn't want to deal with any poor countries. Who knows what he's thinking? But it doesn't look to me like he's making a terrific economic decision with the impact of his tariffs. If the tariffs drive our trading partners away. So I leave you with that. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.